The job market sucks right now. And it's just not me saying it because I see it from everyone, even my own children. And I honestly don't think it's going to get any better. Just in my opinion, you guys. Just in my opinion. Now, I want to go ahead and get into this video. So please hit that like and subscribe button below. And please share. Because I would like to listen to you guys' comments, your thoughts, or if you feel vulnerable to talk about if you're going through these similar situations that I'm about to go through in this video. So let's get right into it. So the job market sucks. Just being honest. And I'm just talking from personal experience and also from me seeing it from my children, my wife, and my friends that the job market sucks. I truly believe it sucks, and I don't really see it getting better no time soon. Because you see them talking about unemployment at an all-time low. We're producing so many new jobs, but I still see people applying every single day. I still see people complaining about their income. I still see people getting laid off. So what sense does it make that, come on, we see massive layoffs, but we also see massive gains of new jobs? It sounds like that evens out. It doesn't sound like we're adding anything if we're losing a lot, because we're losing a lot of tech jobs, a lot of older jobs like Time News laid off a lot of people. Disney laid off a lot of people. I'm here in Orlando. Westgate laid off a lot of people. So it doesn't make sense to me that we're low unemployment and jobs is increasing by hundreds of thousands, they say, and people are still struggling to find a decent or a good job or a career job. A career job. If you remember back in the day, like 40, 50 years ago, your parents or your grandparents, they used to work at like UPS, FedEx, the post office, firefighters, IBM, AT&T, the corporate company. Trying to think of other jobs that were even factory jobs back in the day, like Ford dealership, Chevy. And when you worked on an assembly line, you worked at a factory, you was able to move up. A lot of them jobs are gone. A lot of them jobs had massive layoffs. A lot of them jobs went bankrupt. A lot of them jobs are gone. So what are all them people doing now if none of them jobs are here that I just mentioned? Like AT&T still here, but they don't do what they used to do. I used to work at Verizon as a sales rep. And back then, many years ago, they had a corporate center that had a lot of people that worked there that really didn't have degrees or whatnot to make good money. Years later, like a few years ago, they made massive layoffs like a couple of times every year because they was acquiring new business. So a lot of these companies acquire new business as actually you think is a good thing, but at the end of the day, they're actually going to be laying off a lot of people because they're spending so much money to acquire these new companies, and they got to implement the other people from that company over and merge, so they do mass layoffs. So you don't really see even postal workers. Postal workers was the job back in the day that people always want to do. I don't really hear that much. I don't hear people talking about they want to work at UPS. I don't hear people talking about they want to work at FedEx or whatnot. Like these are like factory. Like I'm in Florida, so there's not that many factory jobs like it is like I'm from Alabama or up north where people can get a job there, make decent, good money, and move up in a company and max out. I don't really see that anymore, and I don't really see it for the younger generation too as well. There's no path that I see with them, with their parents like my age and or whatnot. That's basically say get in the mud the harder way, grinding, working hard, slaving. You don't really see them jobs. So if kids don't experience seeing their parents like that, what makes you think in their mindset that they're gonna go put in that work too as well and bypass doing a trade or bypass going getting a degree? Because there's really nothing out there, to be honest with you, that I see. You know, I'm here all the time and I talk to kids every day, and I hear no thoughts to them about factory work or UPS. I don't hear none of that kind of stuff anymore from no kids. It's just it changed a lot, and I know I'm just rambling a lot, but I just want to talk about the job market sucks, and and just thinking about what happened to the jobs back then and now. But I got some videos here. If you've been watching my videos, I always like to show videos of exactly what's going on. And just in case you missed it, I can put it back in your face. So the first one I got coming up here is why so many Americans are unable to find a job. Let's pay attention to this real quick. Let's pull it up real quick and see what's going on. Even though I got this crazy ad that's going on right here. So let me 2 seconds here.
Near 11.2 million. That was the number of unemployed Americans in 2023. Incredibly, this figure is the lowest in 54 years.
Unemployment rate fell to its lowest since
the lowest unemployment rate ever.
517,000 jobs were added to the U.S. economy last month. That's almost double the number of
517,000
jobs added the month prior.
With an unemployment rate of 3.4% in the United States, it seems the economy is recovering. Indeed.
Do you believe that?
The job market now is robust, as the employment report from January also showed that the labor market of 2024 had started on a solid note.
The state of our union's labor market is strong. In fact, data released by the Labor Department Wednesday shows there are almost 2 job openings for every person.
I do see a lot of jobs.
Concrete data suggests that the job market has been quite solid and indeed surprisingly resilient, especially after 2023. Where there were mass layoffs and recession forecasts.
Layoffs in technology just keep coming. The latest, Google cutting hundreds of jobs.
Massive layoffs today. Mass layoffs of at least 115 employees. It's the largest workforce reduction in the paper's 142-year history.
Despite economists talking about how well the economy is doing, 12% of ordinary Americans feel that it is very difficult to find a job.
I got another statistic to show you guys that
right there. Does getting a job feel impossible now? And is the American labor market as strong as it seems?
Now, do you feel that? Comment below.
On average,
do you feel that is impossible?
Unemployed workers applied for an average of 30 jobs, only to receive an average of 4 responses or calls. In a survey conducted by the Pew Research Center, 55% of unemployed adults said they were burned out from looking for a new job. But the younger generations were the most affected, with 66% complaining of burnout from job searching.
Well, one man's quest to find a job is raising questions about the labor shortage right now. He says he applied to more than 60 entry-level positions. Entry-level. But he got one interview, and he's not the only one.
According to a quarter of Americans, job searching is a long and tedious process, as a study showed that applying to a job through a job board only has a 3% chance of getting hired, making Americans have to search for many different jobs to increase their chances of being hired.
This is so sad.
Experts say this is due to the growing use of technology and job platforms. So I'm
going to stop it right there. As it says, the technology and their platforms. And I think that is the biggest problem now. It's so easy to apply for a job with Career Builder, Indeed, and you got Craigslist, Resume Builder. You have all these different platforms that's using technology, AI-based information to scan your resume for keywords or hitting the algorithm to get funneled in so that employer can reach out to you and call you about your job. This technology, yes, technology is good, but I think it's bad in some instance too as well, because everything is not personable with these jobs. You get fake text message saying, "Hey, sir, I saw your resume. Would like to do an interview with you, or we want to offer you a job," without even doing a face-to-face interview. No phone call, no Zoom. You have all these fake entities, these companies that's on Indeed or whatnot, that when you apply, they're messaging you, or these companies are scanning through Indeed and pulling your information and send you text messages and emails, getting you excited about opportunities that's false. False information about jobs, and even jobs that you think they're supposed to pay a lot of money, and they're trying to scam you to give me. Let me see, let me read that. I'm gonna give them my information to scam me or take my identity, and I have seen that personally happen before with somebody I know. So these platforms they're good, but they're also hurting us too as well, just because of all the technology. Nothing is personable. We're not going to the store no more, handing off resumes. We're not meeting people face to face. You're talking about people are texting you. That's not even professional. You're telling me I put my resume in on Indeed or whatever platform, and then you shoot me a text and we're talking instead of doing it properly when it's usually an email or a phone call to schedule an interview. Like, you don't see that, or you get a text message talking about, here go your job offer here in the text message. That don't make sense. So you see all these people are applying for all these jobs on Indeed and getting 50 jobs and on 4 responses and probably 1 interview out of all them jobs, and got to recycle that every day. Yes, you'll get burnt out. Yes, you'll be discouraged. Yes, you'll feel like, what can you do in your life? What can I do to be better when you're going through these situations? So look, I got another video here to talk about the tech industry and that layoff, because you would think that industry is the one that's making all the money. They have the degree, they're doing good, but they're getting laid off too, mass layoff. So let's go watch this video next, right? Let's pull this video up.
Do you know the U.S. solar company's nasty little secret?
So sorry about that.
Turns out, if you live in Florida, they have to give.
So what's next, it says?
Data suggests an influx of layoffs in the tech industry starting from the second half of 2022 and peaking in 2023. Some non-tech sectors are also seeing widespread layoffs. A prime example is UPS. The courier giant raised eyebrows by announcing 12,000 job cuts in January. The media...
That's crazy. If you guys remember, UPS did that. I can't remember. They made an agreement to pay them over 6 figures or something like that. That was crazy because they felt they was underpaid. So they got paid the money. Listen to this. They got paid the money, and a couple of months later, they laid them off. You know why? They couldn't even afford it in the first place. They knew what they were doing. They gave everybody massive increase of pay at UPS, and then they end up laying off. You saw it right there, 12,000. And I don't even know why I switched the screen, because now I got to play the whole thing back. Let me, hold on. Sorry, you guys.
Are also seeing widespread layoffs. A prime example is UPS. The courier giant raised eyebrows by announcing 12,000 job cuts in January. The media industry isn't immune to layoffs either. In 2023, the industry shed over 20,000 jobs. And 2024 looks different, as big names like Paramount, NBC, Sports Illustrated, the Los Angeles Times all have announced major job cuts.
Did you hear all them jobs? All them jobs, them are Fortune 500 companies, all major layoffs, but we're adding, right?
Early 2024. The banking sector is also not shying away from cutting jobs. Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, Deutsche Bank are some of the big names that have already announced their layoff plans for 2024. It's worth noting that even though these mass layoffs continue dominating headlines, the labor market still seems strong. The U.S. economy added 350.
How is that? It's saying U.S. economy added 353,000 jobs in January of this year, but all the big Fortune 500 companies laying off.
3,000 jobs in January, much better than the Dow Jones estimate for 185,000 jobs, with the unemployment rate held at 3.7% against the forecast for 3.8%. Experts are divided on whether the recent tech layoffs would trickle down to non-tech sectors.
Looking at the current job market right now, there's no evidence that we're going to see any trickling. Obviously, kind of the jury's still out. It's still early to tell. But it's interesting as we look back at 2023. 2023 was a year of a lot of layoffs in the tech.
It's still laying off right now.
Any of that trickle out, even within the tech industry, which is usually, the government usually defines it as the information sector.
So I'm gonna stop him there. Now the tech industry laid off a massive of people, and the tech industry is a place that I'm gonna talk about it later, that most of them jobs are degree based. Sports Center, Citibank, Morgan, New York Times, even Disney. That was early this year, but Disney's about to lay off again. That I heard a lot of people too as well, and I just don't understand it. It's right there. They contradict themselves. There's mass layoff, but there's also a lot of gain. Tell me if I'm tripping here. Am I tripping? Just tell me if I'm tripping. They're saying it right there. Layoffs and gain. Layoffs and gain. It sounds like it should wash out. And we're at an all-time low unemployment. But everybody's complaining. I'm in real estate. People can't afford to buy a house. People can't afford to even rent their own apartment by themselves. They got to get roommates or rent a house and get roommates. But you increase all these jobs that it's hard to get. I'm about to go in some crazy details so you guys can see why it's so hard and why so many people are burnt out. So let's go over this little article here I got pulled up. The labor market is strong, but job seekers don't share that confidence, as I keep on preaching. So in 2023, recently, unemployed full-time workers applied to an average of 30 jobs and received an average of 4 callbacks. 4 callbacks. You apply for 30 jobs, you only get 4 callbacks. You probably don't get no interview. Probably one. The same survey found that 55% of unemployed adults are burnt out from searching for a job. If you're doing that same cycle every single day, every day, 30 jobs in the morning, 30 jobs. So 4, 4, 4, 2, 3, 1, blah, blah, blah. You're not getting no interviews. Yes, you're going to get burnt out. But there's a reason why you can get burnt out. There's a reason why. And I got that too as well. Let's pull it up, baby. So, Indeed. Look at Indeed. Indeed, this is from Indeed, you guys, 2024. Nearly 93% of people online seek for jobs in the U.S. on Indeed. 93% of people. You know how many people that is a month? Look at this, you guys. It says it right here. 330 million unique people go to Indeed a month. 330 million. They said they increased 353,000 jobs, but there's 330 million people searching for a job or looking for a better job, better paying job. These might not be all unemployed people. You know, some people want to get a second job. Some people want to get a better job. But if you look at this, 330 million people a month, they only if you saw that graph, it said they added 353,000 new jobs in January, but you got 330 million people looking for a job. So as of April 2023, Indeed unique visitors amount, I don't know, 560. I guess it's just that was a total for the first couple of years. I'm assuming on an average in 3 months, Indeed had that was then, but now it gets over 330 million unique users a month, which is crazy. Now I'm gonna go to this next slide so you can get more in detail why people are burnt out, why people are discouraged, and why people probably don't even want to look no more and trying to get unemployment, scamming, doing all this other crazy stuff because they burnt out from looking for a job. Let's look at these crazy numbers here. Look at this. So Indeed does the most dumbest thing in the world. You apply for a job and it tells you how many people apply for it. You apply for a job on Indeed and they tell you how many people apply for it. I couldn't find it on the website. That's why I couldn't scroll and do it. So I just went on Google and found the images. Security officer. 2,000 people apply for this job in one day, probably. Administrative assistant. 400 to 405 people apply for the job. Seasonal help. 700 people apply for this job. Assistant team leader. 2,000 people apply for the job. And I've seen numbers way worse than this. I just couldn't find it, you guys. But these numbers are crazy. And it's worse than this. You see a job, and take this back, rewind this back. Actually, sometimes they show you this before you even apply for the job. It's on the bottom. It used to be on the bottom. It tell you that so-and-so many people apply for the job, and you about to apply for the job too as well. That is crazy. Like, how are you supposed to feel confident of applying for a job and you mixed in the bag with all these people? Mind you, remember I said earlier about technology and platforms? It's not like they're going to look through all them applications. You guys, it's a system, it's an algorithm, it's keywords. If you would like, you probably need to reach out to a resume builder or somebody like that has good reviews and ask them to help you fix your resume so you can probably have to quantify it or, scale it to each one of these jobs. And I would suggest do the jobs that you think that actually really best fit you. Like income-wise, hours, just have benefits, and just don't do any job on there because there's a lot of jobs on there that are they're just scamming jobs. And they also look at the location too as well. Like when they say come interview at this location, Google it first and then ask some questions because I have seen a couple of times, I know personally, I have seen it, that you're going to interview and it be at a location that it looks very sketchy. A lot of them jobs are on Indeed, you guys, and 93% of people look at jobs on Indeed, and I just showed you the numbers too. So before we go off, and that this last slide here I just showed you, I'm going to go back to it again. My bad. Most of these jobs here, you don't need a degree majority of the time. So what I'm going to do here is pull up this thing from Indeed again and show you, does it really matter with this job market suck thing? Does it matter from the people that have degrees or certified, or people that don't have a degree? Does that really matter nowadays? And I mentioned earlier, like back in the day, that people make really good money without degrees, and I really don't see that happening too much right now. So let me pull this up real quick. So I got this last article here from Indeed. It states average salary with versus without a college degree. I don't want you guys' thoughts on this. Like, just comment below and let me know what's your thoughts on that. Do you have a degree? Don't have a degree? Do you make good money? Or are you looking to make good money, or you need to go back to school? Because one of my other videos, one young lady said that she was going back to school. Something I'm thinking about going to as well, get my master's degree, for other reasons. So let me scroll down over here real quick, because I don't want to bother you guys reading all that. So let me go back to this bad boy. So a high school diploma, employees with a high school diploma, but no, hold on, so let me scroll up, my bad. Employees with not a high school diploma, no GED, make about $27,000 a year. $27,000 a year without a GED, without graduating high school. Scroll down. With the high school diploma, it states that you'll make around $37,000 a year with the high school diploma. Now, if you attended some college but never graduated, you're looking at $40,000 a year. Now let's move on up to see if this is a huge difference or not. So if you get an associate degree, you're looking at measly $3,000 difference a month, a year extra. It's saying you'll make $43,000 with an associate degree. Now, keep in mind, I know we're just going through these degrees and it's probably just an average. It really depends on what your degree is and what your degree is. What your degree is and what field you're in, because all of them kind of matters. So the next one is, if you earn a bachelor degree, you get a bachelor degree, it only goes up $1,100. So I'm gonna just round it up. You be at $4,500 a year. That's basically what it's saying. If you get your bachelor degree, and if you get your master degree, it goes up a little bit more, $1,400 per week. I don't know why I didn't do it like that, but it was easier the way I was doing, the way they was doing it by yearly. But as you can see, there's a big difference from having a degree and not graduating high school or college. I mean, graduating high school or getting a GED. There is a big difference. But I do believe the world is going to a place that, and I, my friend's kid, I talked to him last weekend that he was, he's going to college, and I asked, what school do you want to go to? And he said it was very tough to even get into college right now, because he said the acceptance rates are very low. They're not high. Because we're pushing so many kids to go to college to get good careers. One thing I'm gonna talk about here is the jobs, the best jobs in 2024. I'm gonna pull up, but we've been pushing our kids to go to college to get degrees, and I try to make sure they go. My kids, I always preach to them that if you go to school, make sure you go to school that allows you to get a career that you can get six figures within, say, 25, 26, if you go through the right career path or whatnot. But we also forget to talk to our kids about some of these trades that makes really good money: electrician, appraisers, plumbers, construction workers, people that really get in, put in work, inspectors. I'm naming a lot of things. I'm trying to think some more jobs that pay really good too as well, but some of them are the ones on top of my head that doesn't really require, even mechanics. All of them jobs that I mentioned pay really good, but we don't really preach them to our kids. And we always preach to them about college, but there are some trades and certifications that you can really get into that makes really good money, like you have a degree. And we don't really preach that as much. And and I see it all the time because I deal with kids every day. So I'm gonna go here and then we're gonna end it after this. So the best jobs for 2024. Let me scroll down. So top in demand jobs in 2024. Data scientists, renewable energy engineers, whatever that is, AI and machine learning specialists. That's why we have a lot of layoffs, tech layoffs, because AI. AI is taking over a lot of things, and even factory work or even restaurants. You see all these robots. Even when I go to Checkers, rallies, Checkers or rallies, they're both the same. Yeah, I don't need to be eating that, you guys. I definitely know that. But when you go there, it's a robot that talks to you. They're trying to get away from people actually talking to you, so it's less people that have to pay for, give them salaries. Less people. They're trying all this new AI and robot. They rather invest in something like that, a one-time payment, and compare to paying somebody monthly. It's so sad. That's why you got all these self-checkouts everywhere. So, and cybersecurity experts, this is a great field. Digital marketing, and I'm gonna say medicine specialists. Now, this digital marketing, now most all these you need degrees. Basically, besides digital marketing is one that you can make really, really good money in that field with the certification. But there's a trick to that, because how are you going to make good money at that without having results or experience? Let's think about that. How do you get that? How do you get that? What do you need to do to get the experience and education? I know there's courses and stuff like that. And you can get certified, but this is one degree I know for a fact. I do it for a living, digital marketing. I have my own marketing agency, and this right here makes really good money without going to college. It all depends on about, your, what's the word I'm trying to think of right now? Your results for the company you're working with. If you can show results, and plus and gains for that company you've been working for, a whole lot of them, you're gonna get companies you can get high paying freelance jobs with doing digital marketing and stay at the house. That's one job there. So let me scroll down here. I think it's the best industry to work in: technology and IT. So technology, IT, healthcare, renewable energy, and so on. And also, you guys, one last thing. So we just saw this real quick, the best jobs. We just talked about that. And also, last thing, the remote jobs, you guys. The remote jobs are going away if you don't see. Not so many companies are doing remote jobs. Not so many companies doing remote jobs now. Now a lot of people want you to come back in the workforce. A lot of people want to come back in the workforce. There's still some jobs out there that let you do remote and get paid good money. But a lot of them making you go back into work. So I want you guys to think about this video and share this video. And also, does the job market sucks? Did I kind of explain and let you listen to things in this video to give you a better understanding of my thoughts of why it's not getting better and some strategies I really didn't give you no strategies really besides get a resume person to help you out. I got one from on my resume. I had a young lady I got referred to that helped me out on my resume and quantified it and made it look pretty and look good. It did work, or whatnot. So I definitely believe in that, and also tailoring, finding exactly what you're looking for in the job market. Don't be so open up if you're able to do that. Sometimes you got to find something, but if you don't have to go in that direction, figure out exactly what you really want to do and find all them kind of jobs that you want to align yourself with, compared to going on Indeed, going in the open world with everybody like Grand Theft Auto or doggone Zombie Land or whatever, stuff everywhere. That's how I feel Indeed is. It's like surviving the game, because everybody's applying for jobs on there. It's like seems like it's the only platform. Like I said, figure out where you want to apply your jobs at, and also go directly to the companies. If you like, Google some of the companies that you think may have the job that you're looking for, and then figure out how to apply for it that way. Email them or whatnot, or if you do know somebody, try to reach out to that person to see if they can plug you in. But the job market sucks. Will it get better? I think it get better later on down the road, but I think we have to change our mindset on certain things and strategize different avenues or whatnot to find a job that you really want, or whatnot. And then, what's your circle look like too at the end of the day? I'm gonna end it off like that. What's your circle look like at the end of the day? Is everybody in your circle getting it? Is everybody getting money in your circle? So let's think about that. I'm ending on that note, you guys. Please hit that like, subscribe button below and think about who's in your circle. Is everybody winning? Peace.